Stru Man here from the 4 Outdoorsman, liveandsocial.com. Yeah, I'll introduce myself like Boomer did a while back on his little 2-minute deal here. But my name is Steve Strusinski, east side of St. Paul. Everyone knows about that. And I was born and raised hunting and fishing up in Ely, Minnesota. Still live in the White Bear Lake area. Thanks for listening to the 4 Outdoorsman, liveandsocial.com. I like to tell, they call me the Wildcard because I'm the guy that's always kind of getting in trouble. And one of the things I like to tell stories because these guys do a lot more hunting than I do, and that's fine. I'm a golfer. I got 10 grandkids. I got a lot of stuff going on more than just hunting and fishing like a lot of these guys. But I think hunting and fishing is more about being with the people you care about. It's about stories. It's about relationships. It's about memories. And I haven't had an opportunity to hunt many, many years up in Ely, Minnesota at the hunting shack that my old man built with his brothers-in-law in 1961. As a matter of fact, in the 1940s and 50s, my old man and his brothers-in-law and a couple of cousins, a couple of the guys, tented for 10 days in the snow on Mud Creek Road in Ely, Minnesota in a tent over Thanksgiving. That is stupid. And I'll tell you what, the a lot of you guys don't know this. That's a long, long time ago. That was over Thanksgiving. The women, the wives, got and lobbied with the state of Minnesota and changed the deer hunting season to get away from the deer hunt, away from Thanksgiving, because it affected all the families. But so I've had a lot of opportunities up in Ely, Minnesota. That's where I spent most of my time. That's the only place I've ever deer hunted. It's up in St. Louis County up there. But one of my favorite memories with some of the guys I always went up with were Bruce Bernards. The late Bruce Bernard's a great friend of mine. Greg Piasecki, Rick Langevin, a whole bunch of guys. We'd go up every year and deer hunt, and I've been blessed to have a lot of deer up there. But one of my funniest stories, Greg Piasecki was a pain in the ass, and he was funnier than hell. We always played cards. You always want to you go to town, you have a few cocktails to 2 o'clock in the morning. You get up at 5 and do it again. We couldn't do this again anymore at all. But one time we were playing cards. We just got done having steaks and mushrooms and whatnot. And our buddy Big Rick Langevin fell asleep in the bunk bed. And he's snoring on his back. And he's snoring, his mouth is open. He's making all those noises. And Greg Piasecki says, "Watch this, you guys." He goes to the stove, takes a big old mushroom out of, I got to be careful here, takes a mushroom out of the frying pan, sneaks over to the bunk bed, and takes his zipper down and exposes himself a little not in front of his guys, but close to my buddy Big Rick, who's sleeping and he's snoring with his mouth open. He takes the mushroom and sticks the mushroom in Rick Langevin's mouth and backs up and puts his hands behind his back. Big Rick opens his eyes and sees what's about 15 inches in front of him and goes freaking nuts and chases Greg Piasecki. He thought he actually did it. Chases him around the cabin, around the hunting shack. Furniture is dumped all over the place. Greg Piasecki runs out in the snow with his underwear, and Big Rick chases him until we finally convinced him it was only a joke. And I tell you what, I've had a lot of memories up in Lake Vermilion, Ely, Minnesota, but that was one of the funniest. I tell you what, if you like the outdoors, you like hunting and fishing, listen to the 4 Outdoorsmen, liveandsocial.com. We tell stories about this kind of stuff every week. And if anyone's ever going to get sued in this radio program here, it's Stru Man here, the Wild Card. Thanks for listening to the 4 Outdoorsmen.